Hello friends, I hope this finds you well. Now, I'm really sorry about this, but I've been called out as a Walter Mitty. To our American brother and sisters, I've been accused of stolen valor. In a nutshell, that I've never served in the military. And I've been asked to make a video proving that I have. But first, let's skydive. Okay, now I'm just going to talk through this, folks. It's a very strange situation I find myself in. I'll say right off the bat, it's really unpleasant. And I'm not into making videos bullying people on the internet. No, not at all. I've actually been asked by this guy, I'm not going to give his surname, but his name's Lee, who's come out and accused me of never having served in the Royal Marines Commandos. And I'm going to talk through how that came about and how I tried to de-escalate the situation, and how this guy won't give up, and it's all got a bit silly. So I think it's probably best I go through it from the beginning. So as many of you know, I was on Sean Atwood's podcast. So let's have a look here. Sorry, I'm doing all the technology myself today. Well, I always do it myself, but what I mean is I've got my OBS suite live and up and running. And you know what they say about Marines? Or is that Walter Mitty's and technology? It's Okay, so there I was on Sean's show. Sean, lovely man, and kind enough to have me back on his show again. So I've been on there twice now. And I don't usually watch myself in the media. I don't really have an interest for it. It hasn't happened to me often, but on occasion people have twisted my story to make me look bad, and I guess that's part and parcel of this country not really understanding mental health very well. So I don't normally watch or read about myself. And I certainly don't reply to negative comments or, that sort of thing. I might say thank you on Twitter if someone said a really nice thing, like I read your book, Chris, thanks a lot. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna say hi, thank you very much. With Sean's show, it's kind of a bit different because obviously I'm running a YouTube channel, or I'm trying to get a YouTube channel off the ground, and there's a lot of people on Sean's channel who I know would willingly like to come and get involved in some of my stuff, so when I've been on Sean's, and as I said, that's been twice now, what I've done is I've dropped a comment in. Let me just find that comment. Ignore this one. Oh, there we are. So a comment like this, Sean, you're a legend and a gentleman. I can't thank you and your wonderful subscribers enough. Here's my channel. Photos of me all over my website, Facebook, Google. For anyone that might be struggling, I give free life coaching through my private YouTube chat for my £2 a month Patreon. In fact, that's actually for everyone because I then put it on YouTube, right? One life, smash it. Big love, Chris, okay? Now, let's just go back to Firefox. So, and what I'm doing there is I'm just letting people know that come to Sean's video that I actually have a channel, because otherwise they might not read Sean's description and they might just gloss over me. And why would I do that? Well, I'll come on to that reason when I talk about about this guy, okay? It's also that when people are writing comments, they're going, oh, this guy's fucking full of shit. He's never been in the military. You know, it's a bit silly. I've said in the very first comment, and Sean has pinned that comment, just Google my name. If you have any doubt about me, just Google. And I'm doing this to give people the opportunity to not then feel the need that they've got to slander me on social media, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons. But it's also worth pointing out, Sean's my friend. You know, Sean's my friend. James English is a friend. Jimmy James Harris is my buddy. Pepsi Watson. You know, Jimmy and I were on the phone last night for probably best part of an hour. Love the man, you know, love chatting to him. We've got some stuff, joint stuff we do together. Last month I was at Pepsi's place. I was round there all afternoon. You know, again, a lovely man. We all do the same thing. We're all sort of YouTubers. Okay, Sean's, you know, a lot more successful at it than the likes of me, right? But, you know, we're all YouTubers. We're all doing the same thing. We've all had a similar challenging history. So, of course, I'm going to have Sean's number on my phone and I can call him up, ask him for advice, or, you know, next time I'm up in the smoke, does he want to come and meet for a pint? Of course that. I'm not just some random guy that he thinks, oh, I'll just get this guy off the street to do a podcast. You know, this twat might be just full of fucking bullshit, but I don't give a fuck, right? It doesn't work like that. He knows I've done 12, my book came out 12 years ago or something, right? Or I started writing it 12 years ago. He knows that that's 12 years of media I've had to go through, so I'm kind of am like who I say I am, right? Anyway, so what happens is I'm going down through the comments, and when people are saying, Chris, really love your story, man, you know, I just write, yeah, thank you very much. You know, it's really kind you say. You're obviously a nice person yourself. And like I say, the reason I'm doing that is twofold. One, I genuinely appreciate from the bottom of my heart that all you guys that have supported me, you know, and I try to forge a friendship, you know, time obviously, hang on, let's go to this one, you know, time allowing, try to forge some sort of relationship with and friendship, and, you know, it's, some of you guys have been with me right from the beginning, right? And I want to say thank you. And the other thing, of course, is this is how I put food on my table. In fact, between you and me, it's not a lot of food. I've been doing this 12 years now, and it's cost me about £500,000 to be sat here in front of you now. And if you're thinking like, what the, hang on, how does that work? Right. First of all, forget making the money on YouTube or anything. Most, you know, I think my last video I made 10p. You're not really going to get rich on that, are you? You know, my writing career, that's 12 years where I've given up, say, a £25,000 a year salary, or a, you know, maybe even a £50,000 a year salary that I could have gone out and got if I was let's just say, a travelling salesman or something, right? I've put all that aside to write books, which is my dream, so this isn't a complaint. I've also put loads into my YouTube channel, researching. It's just thousands of hours. I work most days minimum of a 16-hour day. I have to force myself to stop to spend time with my son and my partner, and I don't get to spend enough time with them, which is why I'm really trying hard, you know, to make all this work, right? I have invested in technology and equipment and computers, and, you know, you even need a decent phone. That's £1,000 that you have to find, right? So, yeah, it's been a considerable investment. And when I see someone writing a nice comment, I want them to say thank you, but I'd like them to come and support me. because this is my dream, right? This is my goal. This is what I'm trying to make work so I can provide for my family. And so coming on to when we get comments like this guy, where are we? Photos. So just get rid of Sean for a minute. Bear with me, folks. Bum, 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 bum. Right, so, you know, we've got this chap here. You'll notice I've deleted his details. I'm not into bullying. It's not about that. And I'm not going to be doing, you know, tit for tat videos. That's just not who I am. But when you get comments like this, he's basically saying online to the world, arguably, that I'm not who I say I am, that I'm a fraud, and that I should know my story. You know, he's not taken into consideration, for example, that I joined the Marines 30 years ago and I left 23 years ago. Like, it's quite possible, isn't it? I'm going to forget some of the, let's say, terminology in that time. You know, but that's another thing again, you know. The fact is, he's calling me out, right? And like I say, I don't mind. I don't have an ego problem that I have to go, hey, yeah, I have. If he wants to say I haven't been there, he's fine. If he wants to say I'm the biggest wanker in the fucking world, yeah, I agree with him, right? My partner, she would definitely agree with him. I have no issue, right? It's like, I don't care if you don't think I've been in the Marines. It's you know, you kind of know my thoughts on what the modern military is, right? But it's the fact that you're willingly taking the food off my family's table after I've tried for 12 years to make this work. In addition, I help thousands, it's probably tens of thousands actually, but let's just say thousands of people a year, free of charge, at my own expense, through my charity endeavours, through setting the example about mental health and overcoming addiction and smashing your goals, through running a £2 a month Patreon, which I really get the chance to nurture people through their difficulties, say, right? What you're doing here is you're trying to prevent me telling my story. So that is why I'll drop in a comment. I tried to be polite. I tried to be humorous. I put, yeah, he's full of you-know-what, Lee. P.S. Haven't you got Google? Well, what am I doing now? I'm just kind of reminding him that you don't just have to take a comment section on a YouTube video as my evidence. You could just like Google my name, dude, and then you won't be slandering me across all of social media. Now, here's what happened, right? This chap Lee didn't take the hint. So the next thing, hang on a second. All right. So the next thing, this post pops up. Following on from my previous post, I posted a link on a Royal Marines Veterans Forum to get some other opinions. Unfortunately, the only current available evidence, speaking as a veteran, is insufficient. Sorry, hello? What fucking evidence are you talking about, dude? Well, what evidence is insufficient? Like, I don't carry evidence that I was in the military. And when was I supposed to have provided this evidence, and to who? It's like this guy's got this delusion in his head. And I should say, guys, I've checked this guy out, as you're going to come on to, because I just wanted to check he didn't have a mental health issue, because I'm obviously not going to bully someone anyway. But I don't wish to, you know, it would be bullying if he had a mental health issue, right? And that's not me. I just wanted to see, and yeah, I checked him out. He's been in the Navy. I checked him out because I wanted to check as well, like, is this an adult who has served, or is this maybe a 13-year-old in his mum and dad's, in his bedroom in his mum and dad's house on his computer, thinking, right, who can we blooming get on a bite now? A bite in the military is to, you know, to fish someone in. So all veterans have evidence or are able to contact an official government-associated veterans charity who, once given the veteran service details, provide official documentation proving someone is a veteran, and is a completely it is a completely free service to any UK military veterans who no longer have discharge papers. Right? Again, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you fabricating scenarios and then elucidating on them on the internet? He's on about this, folks, right? He's on about that's the certificate you get. Did you get that on camera? Yeah, that's the certificate you get, right? I'm purposely not showing it to you. Guys, if you want to see it, email me. I'll email you a copy, right? I'm not showing it in this video for reasons I will come on to at the end, right? And it all will become clear. But he's on about this. Certificate of discharge from the regular service in the Royal Marines. My son, bless him, read Royal. He's 4. He read the Royal Marines bit this morning. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. The funny thing is, though, maybe I am a water Mitty because it's got my height on there as 5'10". Yes. It means I'm 2 inches higher. And it means I'm higher than my partner. So, get in. Taller than my partner, I should say. It's kind of a joke we have. So, this is the sort of stuff he's on about. But he's like assuming I don't have this, but I should have, you know, requested it from the MOD for a reason I have no idea why. Any veteran would want to provide unquestionable evidence if their service was being questioned. Dude, nobody, I mean, maybe 1 or 2 comments after a YouTube video, fine. But no one has ever, like, questioned me in this way. And even if they did, I'd say, yeah, I haven't been in the military. That's fine. If that's what you want to believe, yeah, I haven't been in the military, dude. It's fine. If you want to call the military the biggest bunch of shitheads in the world, that's your shout, mate. I mean, this guy was in there, right? It really doesn't bother me. I don't try not to have any ego, right? So, but I still don't really get this. But nothing on Google is sufficient. Right. Okay, let's just peel back. Should we peel back the onion or should we go a bit further? Let's just... Right, okay, so I've commented here, okay? And I said, dude, look, you really need to knock this on the head. You should understand, and this is public knowledge, I organise the biggest Royal Marines event in the UK every year, right? I'm just letting you know that this is, you know, kind of who I am. Do you really want to keep pushing this? And I said, you know, you're being a bit silly, and why don't you just pick up the phone to me? We'll have a 5-minute chat, or words to this effect. We'll have a chat, and then you'll see who I am, right? He comes back with, I'm a veteran, and in your videos you've got a number of things wrong. Yeah, possibly. I mean, what does that mean? I served 30 years ago. The way you've described things is not how it is. Yeah, I'm got a bad memory as well. All veterans have the ability to gain official documentation. Well, dude. I've just been on a podcast. That's all I did. I was on Sean's podcast. At what point on that podcast was I supposed to go and get documentation that I already possess, right? And you don't just get this, by the way. This is just the certificate. You get an official that kind of yellowing paper, like your birth certificate goes after a few years, right? You get that, and it's got your conduct in as well. This has your conduct on. My conduct wasn't particularly good. That's another story. But you also get what is it? What? Oh, yeah, you get a booklet. You get a green book, or at least people of my age did. And it was like your school report book. And I hated reading it because I had a knobhead officer. And he wrote, everyone else, it's the unwritten rule. You write a nice thing about your Marine, right? Or your corporal. And one of my officers wrote, Marine Thrall is a grey man. He could do with coming out. Okay, I'm not going to get upset about that, but is there any law against it? Is it a bad quality to be reserved? Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you get that green book as well. So he's saying I should have this. I should have gone and got this documentation that I already have. I'm repeating myself now, guys. I get that, but you get my point, right? What you're saying is not evident. No, dude. What I'm saying is Google me. Google. Google. There's other search engines available. I'm not sponsored by Google, right? And when you Google, there kind of is a shed load of evidence that I've served. I don't know why this guy, unless he's just one of these people that understands bits of the internet he uses and not other bits, you should be happy to provide what I'm asking. Dude, I should be happy. You're challenging a fellow veteran. You should know I carry trauma. I've written 2 books about that. PTSD. You should know that I battle addiction. And your attack, this is a form of attack, right? And you're having a go. Do you have no idea what you could be doing to my mental state if I wasn't a more comfortable person in myself? Right? It's exactly this that pushes people to suicide, dude. You need to understand your behaviour, right? Imagine if I was having a bad day, things weren't going right. Maybe my YouTube channel was failing or something. My partner's just left me. You don't know that. And now you're questioning me. Okay, I genuinely don't care. As I said, I'm making this video, so the video that you are going to ask for, right? You asked me to make this. I'm making it so maybe we can all learn a little bit about respect, about how to maybe treat, interact with people that have had severe psychological illness, chronic addiction, PTSD, people who've got a family to support with all of those conditions, right? Can maybe learn something about it. And Lee, maybe you could learn that this isn't the right approach, mate. It's just not the right approach. I've offered him the chance to chat. We don't need to chat via a phone. Why not? That's how we always used to chat. This guy's about my age, right? I've seen his Facebook, right? I'm not trolling from an anonymous account. Dude, until I checked you out when you told me your Facebook profile, you're an anonymous account. You're just a profile picture. You've got one video there of your young daughter on YouTube. That's another subject again, but personally, I wouldn't be putting photos of children on social media. Just fucking stupid. If you knew some of the things that, I knew, you wouldn't be doing that, dude, right? Moving on. What I'm requesting is not silly or child. Dude, it's completely childish. Why does it matter to you whether I've served or not? Wouldn't that be quite sad? of me, you'd probably feel sorry for me if I was out pretending that I was a serviceman. I'm not. In fact, I will go as far as saying, if you do make a short video, if you make a short video with the official information, right? He's saying here, if you do make a short, he hasn't asked me to make a video. So I don't get this, right? If you do make a short video with official information, I'll be more than willing to make a £500 donation to my local registered veterans charity, Whole for Heroes, okay? You could even use it as a publicity stunt in highlighting stolen valour and how it is important to ask, and how veterans don't have an issue providing. What are you talking about, son? All veterans would have an issue having their integrity questioned when it's blatantly obvious who they are. Even if it's not, you never challenge a veteran unless you are absolutely sure. And that's only some people. I'm not bothered. Right? I've seen videos on YouTube, but basically it's veterans bullying people with mental health conditions. It's not impressive. At the very minimum, these stolen valours are, they're just kind of deluded people, aren't they? It's not someone you've got to go and bloody lay out. So, publicity stunt. So what are you saying here, Lee? Are you saying that, like, it's going to be publicity for me when I get exposed as a Walter Mitty or a stolen valour? How? How could that be publicity? You obviously think I haven't served. How could that be publicity for me? I don't get it, right? So, okay. Let's move on. That's that one. Like, I even, just to thank the people on Sean's channel, I posted a piece here, the Veterans channel. They made a video of my 1,000 mile or my 999 miles John O'Groats to Land's End run, right? Obviously, I ran for a veterans charity and that sort of thing. And I just thought people might like to see that video, find out a bit more about me other than just watching this guy on Sean, right? And our friend here, Lee, has come back. He's posted the Veterans channel, what he thinks is the Veterans channel below, to try and discredit me. Because what he doesn't realise is the Veterans channel I did it with it's like a media channel. It's not on YouTube. It used to be on YouTube. I don't know why it's not anymore. This is a different Veterans channel. They've only got 2 videos on there. So it's almost like I'm being a bit stalked here, right? So I've said to him, dude, look, you're just a profile picture. Who are you? And I'll do your I will make a video. Of course I have a Facebook. Actually, I'm friends on Facebook with Pepsi Watson's personal Facebook. Not his business, his personal. Who Sean has interviewed a few times. Well, Pepsi's a mate of mine, so I kind of know that dude. Like I said, I'm more than happy to make a video. Oh, you're making a video now. When did you say this, that you're making a video? That your last post was you wanted me to make a video. Guys, I'm not editing these, by the way. This is the order they come in. How does knowing me help who I am help? Well, I just want to know you're not like a 13-year-old dude having a bit of a laugh. That is a fair point, is it not? This is not about me having to prove my validity. No, nobody has to prove anything to anyone, dude. I promise you they don't. This is what I try and teach people in my life coaching. I don't care whether you served or not. Other than the point that if we met in the pub, I'd buy you a pint and we could have a chat about being on ship, right? This guy was on a ship. Not someone having access to pictures of my young children and partner has no relevance to what is being asked. Dude, I'm not asking to friend me on Facebook. I'm asking you, show some credibility somehow. A phone call would do. And by the way, you've got no privacy settings on your Facebook. So, and the first thing that comes up on your profile is, without even going into your detail, is pictures of your wife and child. And you put a picture of your child on YouTube. Dude, come on. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, this doesn't affect the outcome. What does your ability to provide unquestionable evidence? Okay. You're the one in the public eye, and whether I am genuine makes no odds. Nobody is interested. Well, dude, I think they kind of like probably are. Yet someone who is asking for any type of support from subscribers or is raising money for charity. Now, how do you know all this about me if you don't know who I am? It seems a bit strange, but should be able to provide transparent. Yeah, dude, any charity that I work for or you know, I raise, they are more than welcome to ask me for this documentation that you're talking about. Yeah, absolutely. Any one of my Patreons who pay me £2 a month for my free, you know, my free weekly life coaching and to come to my talk and all this kind of stuff. You know, that's a good deal, guys. I'm obviously not making any money off £2 a month, right? In view of the hours it takes me. They are welcome to ask me for ID if they just want to check, right? They're not going to, because, like I say, they know how to use Google. I'm happy keeping things all public, respectful. Brother, you're really not being respectful. This is the whole point of this, you know? You don't know what I am and what I'm currently going through in my life. Okay, it's all good. It's really hard work. It's a lot of pressure doing this. Could do without, you know, your approach, but you have no idea. I could be that close from throwing myself off a bridge. And do you think this kind of stuff's going to help that? I always say to people, you either are a person that pushes someone towards suicide or you pull them away. There's no middle ground. There's no neutral. Your actions either push a person to suicide or they pull them away from it. Just have a think about that. Okay, there we go. So let's just stop this now. Let's just go to Firefox. You know, my internet browser, and let's just have a look. Right, had it just done what I said and Googled my name. This is just my name. So Chris Thrall, right? Look at these pictures. Just checking we're on. Yeah, we're on telly. Look. There's me in my full blues uniform. There's me again in my full blues uniform. And again. Right? There's me on my way to a Royal Marines get-together. There's me supporting the Marine A. Do you remember Marine A got put in prison? And I thought he was made a scapegoat, so I you know, I didn't particularly think what he did was a bright idea, but I didn't think he deserved to spend the rest of his life in prison. So there's me, that photo there. Does that come up? Yeah, there we go. There's me, the proud chaplain of the RARC. That's a motorbike club. Oh, look. There's me running the length of the country. And that's in a national newspaper. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah, I mean, who's that? Ah, that's me on active service. Going to war for, you know, allegedly, or, you know, fighting for the security of this country. What else have we got? Ah, look, the British Forces Broadcasting Service. This is the Forces radio station who made a best-selling play about my life, Lee. Are you getting this now? That is obviously, you know, my passing out parade. I mean, we could go on, right? This is Cale Royce. He's an international rower. You know, he rows between countries. He's a veteran too. He's a you know, friend of mine. So all this stuff. Oh look, there's me with my green beret on. Another picture of me with my green hat on. Who's that jumping out of aeroplanes with a young para? Lance Corporal THRALL, it says on his helmet. So I think we know who that is, Lee, right? Yeah, look, I could go on here, couldn't I? So what happens if you go one stage further and type Chris THRALL Royal Marines in and you hit images? Well, you know, I'm not going to go all through it again, but yeah, you know, so it's all there again, isn't it? If we go to articles, look, there's the South China Morning Post done an article on me. This is BritishForces.net have done have broadcast my radio play. I've got 2 books out, one of which was an international bestseller about my life. You know, there's ex-Marine in the Daily Star. I mean, like, I could go on, couldn't I? I don't need to, but then there's all the videos on my YouTube page. I mean, just for example, let's just go down the page, and you know I mention my life history in these videos. What's this one?
I wore some very attractive Jim Jams.
So did I, Captain.
This.
Right. Hang on. I think we've all seen that, right? My commanding officer. Oh, it's my... Oh, hang on. Sorry.
He coped well with all aspects of training. Despite a leg injury during the Commando course, he still managed to pass all the tests. He joins 4-2 Commando.
He does. He joined... Despite a leg injury in the Commando phase, he passed all his tests. My troop officer there making me sound better than I felt. So, here we go. What's this? Oh, this is the Veterans Channel, right?
One of these people that likes running. It's always really kept me on the straight and narrow.
In October 2018, former British Royal Marine Chris THRALL set out to run 999 miles across the United States.
You know, just...
Disc in my spine. And it was next to kidney stones.
You know,
it was the
again,
most painful thing I'd ever...
This is...
Alarming rate of suicide.
Let's just have a look at this bit, Lee, right? This is what I do with my life.
Alarming rate of suicide we've got amongst our veterans at the moment. If I have to crawl an ultramarathon a day, that's what I would do.
So yeah, there I've said it, isn't it? If I have to crawl an ultramarathon every day from John O'Groats to Land's End to raise awareness of this alarming rate of veteran suicide, I'm going to do it, right? That's my commitment to the veterans cause. And this is what you're taken away from when you try to prevent me having a voice when Sean's kind enough to let me on his show. Do you understand what I'm saying? We've looked at that one. What's this?
A former Royal Marines Commando from Devon has tonight reached Land's End after running all the way...
There we go.
John O'Groats. Chris THRALL has run an ultramarathon every day since the 1st of September and has made the 999-mile journey to raise money for a veterans charity. Spotlight's Andrea Ormsby saw him cross the finish line.
She did.
He's explored 80 countries on 7 continents, backpacked through North, South,
No, I haven't.
America,
I'm a liar.
piranhas in the
I'm a
Amazon,
water Mitty.
swum with bull sharks in Belize, and held
No.
the world record.
Don't believe it. Right, sorry, I'm getting caught up in my own glory there, look. And yet, you know, there's, like I said, I don't want to focus too much on that for reasons of security, but I organise, like, big Marines events, right? Anyway, I bring this to a close. Lee, it's just to say I have nothing against you, my friend. I wish you all the love in the world and your dear family, you know. It's just, I really don't think you've gone about this the right way. And I just wanted to kind of highlight that. As far as the £500 is concerned, I think now you should probably do the gracious thing. And like donate that to a charity. How about, look, donations are still open for the quadruple Ironman I ran to raise money for Jason Fox, my brother, my fellow Royal Marine. I did 4 Ironmen back to back, all at my own expense, Lee. That cost me thousands of pounds, okay? All right, I got a nice bike out of it, but it still cost me and my family a lot, you know, a lot of money to do these things, right? Donations are open. Maybe you could donate your £500 there, or look, there's my 999 miles ultramarathon a day, the length of the country. You're welcome to donate your money there. But Lee, I need to say this to you of all importance, with respect to like providing official documentation. You've asked for my pension. I don't actually have a pension. I served 7 years. Medals. My medal's actually in my son's bedroom somewhere because, to be honest, to me it's just a trinket. I know it means different things to other people and I respect that, but to me, you know, it's just a piece of metal and I gave it to my boy to play with. But with respect to, you know, proving who I am, I'm Chris THRALL. I'm a former Royal Marines Commando and I don't have to prove myself to anybody, and neither does anybody else in this world. Thank you for watching, friends.